Okay, dear colleagues, welcome to my talk with the title, What Motivates English Teachers to Participate in Professional Development Courses? This is part of a larger project I have done with Eva. She's from the University of Duisburg-Essen, and this is, so to speak, the last part of the project we are going to, or we hope to publish, and these are the first results on this issue. The key questions for my talk are the following. How important are professional development courses for the professionalization of primary school teachers with a different qualification background? Why do EFL teachers with difference in subject-specific qualifications teach at German primary schools? Which motives for participating in PD courses can be distinguished in literature? And which theories can explain possible differences in the participation rate of teachers with different subject-specific qualifications? What is known from prior studies? And the first part is a presentation of findings from our study. So first of all, significance of PD courses. Informal and non-formal learning do play only a minor role in the discourse on teacher professionalization in Germany and maybe in other countries as well. Formal learning takes place as intended with informally constituted educational institutions such as schools, university, training centers, etc., where PD courses for teachers can take place. PD courses are also necessary because of out-of-field teaching, and this regularly occurs at primary schools. Thus, teachers need a post-qualification. According to the recommendations for work in primary school by the Standing Conference of the Ministers of Education and Cultural Affairs, these are the ministers of all the 16 states we have in Germany. And it says teachers need to attend professional development courses in subjects that were not part of their initial training. Somehow they acknowledge that out-of-field teaching is happening in primary school with this. With regard to teaching English, there has been a shift of teaching EFL, so English as a foreign language, to primary level in Germany from secondary level in 15 of the 16 states. So we start in primary school now, either in year 1 or in year 3. This also explains the lack of qualified teachers to teach EFL, combined with a general lack of teachers at the moment, as we heard from other countries as well. All in all, teachers with a different background work as EFL teachers at German primary schools. So there are those on the left side with teacher education or no teacher education. So I call it the alternatively qualified teachers with a bachelor or master degree, but not a master or bachelor of education, the so-called Seiteneinsteiger. Then we have the alternatively qualified teacher with a master of education within a specific program, the so-called Quereinsteiger. And then we have teachers with a master of education qualified as teachers for primary and or secondary level. That sometimes happens that former primary school teachers, secondary school teachers work at primary level. And then this is a question about subject-specific education, especially with regard to EFL. So we have teachers with a major in English, so this was one of the subjects they studied. Then we have teachers with a major other than English, and then we have teachers certified as EFL teachers by having attended a post-qualification course. These courses are mainly concerned with pedagogy, with methods, so how to teach, but not with a language. So they assume that the teachers are already familiar with the English language from school. Then for our study, we wanted to know why teachers attend PD courses. Basically, research has shown that teachers' motivation for professional development is essential as it affects, for example, the willingness to participate in further training or the effective usage in general. Derived from the field of psychology, motives are classified either as intrinsic or extrinsic. We heard this today. Basically, the question is, what value do I see in attending a PD course, or why do I attend? Cao et al. Differ between 6 reasons: personal interest, social context, social stimulation, and practical enhancement, all intrinsic motives. As the last one means that I'm interested because I want to learn something. And as in extrinsic motives, occupational promotion and external expectations. What are further reasons to attend PD courses? Characteristics of the PD programs as well themselves, and individual characteristics of the teachers, such as their attitude towards learning. Zhang et al. Also identified school characteristics such as the principal, leadership, or other features of the school. Research on motives shows that primary school teachers mostly attend PD courses because they are intrinsically motivated. In addition, Cao et al. Found no age or gender differences. 2 German studies with secondary school teachers confirm these findings. With regard to out-of-field teachers, Lüne et al., we heard today from the study, looked at out-of-field teachers' motives and identified 3 groups, and the main motives are personal interests and or anticipated career advantages. From Sam, who is also here, is a study from Israel. We know that out-of-field science teachers can be distinguished with regard to their motives. They identified 2 profiles, an intrinsic one and a mixed one that combined intrinsic and extrinsic orientations. We focus on our study solely on individual characteristics and explore the significance of the teacher's subject-specific qualification that possibly also reflects their interest in certain subjects. Our assumption is the willingness to participate in PD courses also depends on the teacher's subject-specific qualification. How can differences of motivation between teachers with a different subject-specific training can be explained? There are 2 series. Teachers attend PD courses because they feel they have a lack of content knowledge and try to compensate for this. And in contrast, according to the inclination hypothesis, teachers mainly follow their interest and want to expand their professional knowledge, the so-called inclination hypothesis. Can these assumptions be confirmed? A few studies from the German context can be related to this series. For example, the coactive study compared participation rates between teachers on the gymnasium. These are our high-performing schools in Germany, with teachers working at lower secondary schools. Despite the fact that teachers at gymnasium have to attend more maths courses at university, they are more willing to attend PD courses on maths later, so during their career. And there are a few other studies, but mainly all prior research findings support the inclination hypothesis. However, there are no studies for foreign language teachers known to us. Before presenting our study, one last question remains. What is known about language teacher motivation and their participation in PD courses? To cut it short, not a lot, and there's almost no work known that is focused on the motivation to attend PD courses by English or EFL teachers. I come to our research questions and hypotheses. So the first one is, what are the motives of primary school teachers to attend PD courses in EFL? Our hypothesis is based on prior research is primary school teachers attend advanced training mainly for intrinsic motives. The second question is, can the motivation of primary school teachers for participating in PD courses be explained by their subject-specific qualifications? Our hypothesis is following. The motivation of primary school teachers to participate can be explained by their subject-specific qualification, and we assume that their intrinsic motivation or subject interest is higher of teaching with an EFL major than of those who have majored in other subjects than English. And our third research question is, are there differences in the participation rate of teachers with different subject-specific qualifications? Our hypothesis is there are statistically significant differences in the participation rate of PD courses on English between EFL primary school teachers with different subject-specific qualifications. This participation rate is higher if the major is English, or was English. Our method and design and participants, it was an online survey in 2017, as I said, part of the TAPS project that took place in Germany in 2 states. We have data from 844 German primary school teachers teaching English in year 4. Most of them, as it is, as representative for the teachers in primary schools, are female. The age is about 41 years. Their qualification is all of them are trained as primary school teachers. At that time, we had no alternatively qualified teachers. And almost 41% had a major in EFL. 47% had a post-qualification certificate for EFL, and 12% worked regularly as EFL teachers but had no EFL qualification at all and are called out-of-field teachers here. Our instruments. So we asked about the participation rate in PD courses for teaching EFL. So we asked about the last 2 school years, and it was a 5-point Likert scale for none to more than 35 hours. And we asked about the motivation of attending PD courses, so the reasons why they attended these courses, and this is based on the 6 scales provided by Kao et al., translated into German by Lenski. So we have 20 items, each with 4 options, and you see the 6 different subscales that represent either intrinsic or extrinsic motives. It was an online questionnaire, and actually we had no missing values. We had no. I don't have to take care of this, and I conducted a maneuver comparing 3 groups by controlling for age and gender, and then I also provide pairwise comparisons, so t-tests respond for Roni correction. And coming quickly to the results, motives to attend PD courses and EFL. EFL teachers attend PD courses on EFL mainly due to personal interest and in order to improve their teaching competencies. These were the highest rated motives. Extrinsic motives do only play a minor role for our participants. Difference in the motives explained by the subject-specific qualifications. Results from the maneuver indicates importance of the subject-specific qualification, so major in EFL versus other subjects, in order to explain difference in the motivation to attend PD courses. So if we compare these 2 groups, then we see there's a significant statistically significant difference for the subscale personal interest. So those with a major in EFL have a higher personal interest or more motivated to attend PD courses because of a personal interest, and they rate the social contact as higher. Then the difference in the participation rate depending on the subject-specific qualifications. Out-of-field teachers attended less often PD courses on EFL, followed by teachers with a post-qualification certificate, and then followed by those and in-field teachers most often attended PD courses, so those with a major in EFL. Difference in the participation rate are statistically significant, with the exception of the difference between the post-qualification group and the in-field teachers. So a quick discussion. So for the first research question, primary school teachers attend PD courses mainly because of intrinsic motivation. This confirms prior results from research of teachers in general, but also from the very few work from teachers, from out-of-field teachers. So hypothesis 1 can be confirmed. The second research question, intrinsic motives for the decision to participate in PD courses are more important to in-field teachers in comparison to out-of-field teachers. A possible explanation could be that teachers with a master's degree have chosen that subject out of interest and high competence beliefs. And there is a higher desire also for social contact, and this might be a desire for an exchange within the community of experts. So that means that the teachers have contacts with other EFL teachers, which cannot be fulfilled on a daily basis, as primary schools in Germany are often very small and often only one teacher teaches English. So this might be a good opportunity to share experience with other teachers. So generally the hypothesis 2 can be confirmed as well. And research question 3, the participation rate also depends on the subject specific qualification. The more specific or extensive the initial training, the higher is the self-reported participation rate. So this is a confirmation of the inclination theory, and hypothesis 3 is confirmed as well. Limitations and outlook. Not known is for us how out-of-field teachers acquire the competencies. Of course, if they less often attend PD courses, a reason why they not prefer to attend courses of some of them is that they are not suitable for out-of-field teachers, but we have no information on the number and focus of the courses that are offered. So what could be done is an analysis of documents, homepages, or course catalogs. And the second issue is that EFL teachers with a major other than EFL evaluate their foreign language competence less high than in-field teachers. That was also part of the project. So they may not willing to attend PD courses together with competent speakers or with assumed more competent speakers, and that would speak for separate PD courses. But in order to know this, we need further maybe qualitative studies. And a further thing is that work is needed that applies different theoretical frameworks. So for example, from identity research, that is especially applied in the EFL motivation research. And then one last thing that was also provided by Lüne et al., but also by Dunitzer-Schmidt et al., but also by Zietmeier. They looked at different kinds of types. So Zietmeier describes 4 different types of teachers that take part in PD courses, and we heard we had 3 or 2 groups. So with the same data set, I plan to make a cluster analysis or a Latin class analysis. And yeah, and the last thing is, of course, that further studies should examine whether our results also apply to teachers with subjects other than EFL. So that's it. Thank you for your attention, and I'm open for questions from you.